I cannot think of any time, and maybe Commissioner Koeper and Commissioner Jones can refresh my memory, where we have taken a unanimous vote of a board for a citizen to be appointed and rejected it. Secondly, I have nothing against Miss Dickerson. I also know her. She's a good lady. But again, this is the person that Commissioner Jones held up this process for. I just think it's very interesting. But the most important thing of this whole issue that we need to be discussing here is what's best for the kids and what's best for the SB 40 board and what's best for the citizens of Cape Girardeau County. And in my mind, all three are served by the same thing, which is openness, honesty, transparency, and making sure that we don't do anything that is a conflict of interest or has the appearance of impropriety. The very fact that Miss Ruth Ann Dickerson serves on a board that contracts with the SB 40 board is about as clear a violation of conflict of interest as there ever was. She sits on a board that contracts services from the SB 40 board. She sits on a board that solicits money and funds through written procedures and requests from the SB 40 board. There is no way she can wear two hats and serve the interests of the citizens effectively. So it was never an issue about whether Ruth Ann Dickerson was qualified or not. This was discussed openly by all the board members. All the board members, including Bob Landgraf, has stated that Ruth Ann Dickerson would have a conflict. So the fact that you've given a lot of thought and time to this, and the fact that your kids go to school with her, I understand all those issues. We all have relationships, but the fact still remains she has a conflict of interest. It's nothing personal against her. It's just a fact. You have a gentleman who has been coming to meetings, who has shown his passion, who has built a relationship with the members of the board. He didn't submit a letter that said, if asked, I will submit, because she was asked. That's pretty clear. He on his own came forward because he has a passion and wants to be involved and wants to make change on the behalf of the citizens of Cape Girardeau County. So it's obvious that this is the way that you intend to move forward. I just think it's really, really sad, because why even have a board go through this process and have open meetings and discussions, which you were invited to go to? It was clear. It was a unanimous vote. The room was full of citizens. There's a lot of citizens here. I'm sure they have some thoughts that they would like to bring up. But why would you, absent of other qualified candidates, and let me be very clear, there are other qualified candidates that have no conflict, not even a question. Why would you go with Ruth Ann? So again, I'm going to be voting against that. I think you're doing a disservice to the board. You're doing a disservice to the citizens by moving forward with that.
Pardon?
Can I make a comment?
Sure.
I have been in contact with Ruth Ann Dickerson on several things to do with, number one, a grant that we're receiving. And in our conversation, I asked her about her dealings with the other board, and she said that if she was appointed to this position, she would resign from that board.
That's still a conflict.
No, it isn't.
In every other position in the state of Missouri, you have to be removed from a board for a certain period of time before you act on behalf of another board. That is standard operating procedure.
She would be very helpful in how she saw that side of it run to this side, and I will not say.
Now, whenever we appointed Dory to the board, she was on that ARC committee. You know, same kind of deal.
And
she resigned.
And I'm here to tell you, if no offense, Ms. Johnson, I would be arguing against that today. It's not a matter of a person. It's a matter of procedure. It's a matter of protecting the integrity of the board and making sure we get the right people on the board, not puppets. We want independent, strong-minded people who are going to speak for those kids.
May I make a statement? I
Yes,
realize
ma'am.
that I don't have any official say in this, evidently. Tuesday evening, we had our board meeting. We had everybody that is on our board, present at the board, including Mr. Landgraf, appeared. even though he had to be carried out, he was in such fragile condition. We did discuss each candidate individually. Everyone was given reasons. We went through each person. We felt all of them were very good candidates. The only candidate, though, that has been at every one of our meetings and shown the interest is Mr. True. To date, Mrs. Dickerson has not attended one of our meetings. If she was sitting in the room today, I would not even know who she was. And I think you have to realize that to work with people, you have to know the people, meet you. I'm not saying in the future, if we have openings, she would not be considered at that time. We just feel at this time, the person that's shown the interest and has been there is in this room today. And I mean, I just feel that it's important that this board has a say of who we work with.
There's one other glaring conflict that's the elephant in the room that no one's even talking about. Ruth Ann Dickerson is an employee of Cape Girardeau County. An employee that serves at the will of the county commission, who receives benefits, raises, and yes, through the budget process.
Sheriff, not us.
I grant you that, but through the budget process, that is how she is paid and employed. And again, if you read her letter, it was clear as day. She was asked to submit her resume. Bob Landgraf even said Gerald Jones called him and asked for people to put on the board. Again, the way that this has happened is as clear-cut as it gets, trying to circumvent putting independent citizens on the board. And it just makes me sick. And that's about all the time I'm going to put towards it. It's incredible that you're going to snub your nose at 9 citizens who've been given their time and reject it because of you want to control the board.
Discussion? Yes, ma'am.
I would just like to point out that you're elected officials and that we, the people, those of us here, are the ones that elect you or not elect you. Okay? And those of us that have been attending the meeting, that have been attending the meetings, I think it's atrocious that a unanimous vote by a board is being ignored by elected officials. I think it is atrocious.
Okay.
Very
Any
loudly.
further comment?
Mr. Brawley, you were very vocal the other night.
I look at it like this, okay? I was there and I witnessed what went on, okay? But I'm still, you got a how many member board? How many members do you have? 9?
Well, 8 members. We were short a member.
Okay. If they vote to put Ruth Ann Dickerson on, you've got 8 other members sitting there that is going to keep what your board going forward and stuff like that.
Well, I have some questions.
But you support that then, Mr. Brawley. I just want to make sure, I mean, from what you said the other night, this is a stark contrast.
Well, what I'm saying is, Mr. Purcell, if the commission votes like that, you're going to live with it. That's all you can do is live with it.
Oh, I agree. I agree with that. I've been living with it for some time.
You've got 8 members here, and what I'm saying is, even if Ruth Ann votes for this, you've got 8 members. One vote out of 9 members is not going to sway a board.
But the
And then the 2 reappointments that come up in a couple weeks, we'll see.
You were going to let the commission know.
I told them. I said right here and saw that. That's exactly right. And I saw that.
Well, we'll see what happens with, we have our reappointments for other 2 board members, how those will go.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we know that.
Chair feels you're ready to vote.
But she won't help us. She will not help.
All in favor of Ruth Ann Dickerson, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
2 to 1.
Commissioner